Hey guys, welcome everyone. I don't know what is going on. What day is it? It's January 29th. It's 4:37. I'm a few minutes late. I'm trying to figure out what is going on with my notifications. I'm having some trouble getting notifications out, and I'm trying to figure out a way to get you guys notified so that you know when things go live. And I'm trying to get everything up and out and figure out what is going on. But this story has been all over the place, and there has been so much that's come out in the last the few hours since this all took hold of social media. And there's been a twist because one of the fiancés has the messiest, perhaps, life ever. And her family is now exposing her, and her kids are exposing her. And her husband is setting up her ex-husband is setting up a GoFundMe to try to profit off of this. And she's trying to raise money for a teen challenge camp that tries to help kids with SSA. Yes, there's a massive fundamentalist connection to this story that you guys might be interested in. Because there's some fundy tea going here. Some serious fundy tea. And I think if you like the Duggar stuff, you'll find this utterly fascinating. Yeah, unpacking all of this, yes, Teen Challenge is absolutely horrible. So she's promoting an organization called Teen Challenge, and they are into helping you pray away your SSA or attraction to the same sex. So, naturally, there wouldn't be interest here unless there was some sort of random fundamentalist tie. And I'm at a loss, and I don't, again, know what's going on. I'm trying to wait here to see if I can get more people here. But yeah, this story is wild. Yeah, this is some serious fundy tea. Okay. So I actually put together a pretty good organizational slideshow for you guys. And this is, here we go. So everything fell apart for Jason Collier, who was the police chief in Stinnett, Texas, which is a really small town. I think they have about 1,400 people that live in this town. And he was exposed by his fiance. Her name is Cecily. She was engaged to him and had started a relationship with him in November. And she apparently had found out that he was married because there was a post that went out on the Stinnett Police Department's Facebook page, which had her boyfriend listed as married and a father of 4. And so she thought this whole marriage thing was kind of weird because he didn't disclose that to her. And he told her that it was an error. And then she wanted to proof that he wasn't married. So then he provided her a fake annulment paper, which he forged and made it look like it had been filed in the 8th district, a court within some county. Okay. So here's where we go next. So this is Cecily and Jason. Jason is the police chief, and he's also he's an ordained minister, and they appear to be evangelicals. I don't know. There appears to be maybe some potential ties to the Assemblies of God. I'm not totally sure here. And so here is what she posted in her thing. There's the copy of the fake annulment that was never actually filed. And she actually contacted the county to determine if this was actually like real or not. And when she did, she found out that it wasn't. And then she started looking at his Facebook page and she found that he was married, and she found a photo with him and his wife, Opal. And from September, where he actually wished his wife, Opal, a happy anniversary. So she finds all of this, and then she puts the post up on her Facebook and starts to get comments from a lot of different people. And then then she posted this and she said, Chief Jason Collier is living a double, triple life. I was his girlfriend until yesterday. He lied to me and presented me with fake annulment documents when I found out he was married. I also found out about a second girlfriend, Christy, last night. He has lied to us, our children, and asked us both to marry him. He's a poor representation of the town. He would also visit me in our Amarillo when he was on shift, just returned from vacation in Taos on Sunday. Meanwhile, his girlfriend was told he was at a work assignment in Portland, Oregon. So basically, he is got a girlfriend in Wichita, Kansas. He has Cecily, who's in Amarillo, Texas. She claims that she's like going on ride-alongs with him, that he's visiting her while he's working. And then he also has somebody in Oregon that he apparently meets online as well. So she posts this, and then Christy, one of her friends, lets her know that this is online. And she's like, wait, that's my boyfriend. And so Christy then starts to share a photo with her boyfriend, and then she starts to share all kinds of messages that he has been sending to her that show that they are in a relationship. And this message is basically him saying, good morning, beautiful, just exhausted beyond description. I'm just worried. I miss you too. I hope to fly home today. I hope, like basically loving her up. And then she also goes on to share his proposal. So, like he's like, you're every answered prayer. I love you, Chiefy. Miss Collier. Can't wait. What date? And she says 5/15/2020 for a reception tomorrow for the marriage at the courthouse. Deal. And I'm all yours, beautiful. Why would you play with my heart? Just a fear. Are you drinking beer? LOL, no. Driving to Lobo. I'll call you tomorrow and find out, and want the premium wedding package. This is all happening at the end of December. Mind you, she just meets him in December. So she meets him on a dating app in December. This is a mother with 5 children, and she is going to get engaged to him through text messages. This is a mess. So she says, baby, I can't believe you asked me. I love you more than you'll know. I love you, beautiful. Look at River Falls venue and lodges. Okay, I love you more. So she accepts his marriage proposal through text message, right? And, like your answer, you are the blessing I've prayed for, I hope for in faith. You are the result of years of prayers and sacrifice, years of tears during sleepless nights. I adore you and can't wait to serve you. I'm going to sleep. I hope and dream of you. Sleep good, my love. Tomorrow will be a new day. I love you, Christy Ann Collier. Aw, baby, you made me cry. I love you with every fiber of my being. And then she, at some point, gets this feeling that he might be using her for intercourse, and she calls him out about that, and he basically makes her fear, tears her down and says, well, you did, because I'm very much emotionally attached to you, not just physically. Then you solely accused me of attachment like other men. That tears down a man who's after your heart. And he says, I understand you've never had a man after your heart, but that's how you treat that man. And she said, it's my fault. I never should have agreed to having the stuff. And he says, stop. I love you, Christy Ann. You're my everything. Do you love me? Of course I do. I love you immensely. So she's like basically getting these messages where she's questioning things in their relationship, and he's like trying to get this all figured out. And, he's calling her a good, godly woman. And I don't even know. Then he's sending her, I mean, look at that, honey bunny is what he calls her. So Christy has her own stuff, and we'll get there. Christy's life is a mess, okay? So at the same time he's sending messages to Christy, he's also sending messages to Cecily, which says, Tyler is crying because he doesn't want me to leave. Breaks my heart. Mine do that sometimes too. Baby, I can safely say I've found it, love. But then he's also messaging Christy at the same time. And they're in Wichita, and they start exchanging stories where they start to figure out that their timelines were not sort of matching up, and they were sort of a utter and complete. He was lying about everything. They start talking about a coffee maker. The coffee maker is actually part of the thing that has made this all sort of a viral meme. And it's funny because this is where we're at right now with this, because he wanted to get her coffee maker, and it's like an expensive espresso machine. Christy said that they were talking about getting one for her, or Cecily says they're talking about getting one for her house. He kept trying to buy me things, buy my kids things, and got angry when I said, look, I don't need those things. I'm their provider. He made an excuse every time I called him on something that didn't fit. It always haunted me that he had sent me a photo of his bedroom and kitchen and dining room. And then when creeping a few days ago, Opal has stuff on her Pinterest from their wedding. And she says, that's sick. He wouldn't let me pay for anything either. He used several different cards when paying for things on our trip this weekend. He told me how attractive it was for him, that I didn't need him and was self-sufficient. And their comments continue. I deleted mine on page 150 of my friends. My family believed we were getting married. She said, I was supposed to be picking out rings I liked and sending to him. Guess he better have a few jewelry store accounts with all the weddings he's going to be having soon. They start to share Marco Polo videos in which he sends them messages when they're working, and basically lying about how he's on assignment doing this like emergency riot work, saying that he's helping with the Capitol riots, claiming that he's going to Tennessee to deal with the aftermath of that bombing in Nashville, and pretending like he's got this very busy life where he's doing all of these great, amazing things, right? Christy says that he goes to her court hearing with her for her kids, with her ex-husband. She says he stayed the weekend, left early Saturday for an emergency work. Was that even true? No, it wasn't true. So he didn't work in the Nashville bombing. Wait, no, that was December 26th. He told me he was there also. He told me he was with me that week. Nashville bombing, Lord, girls, y'all need to write a book now. He claims to have a side job with the government of going to riots and national emergencies. Does he not? He has to be so exhausted. And then another woman comes forward. She's in Oregon. So remember how he was in Oregon. She says that Katie Barry Carter says that he came to Oregon, and he came to see me on the weekend of the 15th. And he said he was on assignment for the weekend in Oregon. So then she says that they're having some sort of fling as well. Christy, meanwhile, is having her daughter, who has autism, send him letters, which has her calling him his dad, like her dad. So this is a little girl that they've only known this man for like, I don't even know, not that long. And she's having her daughter already call him dad. That has some people kind of like upset, because they're like, why would you introduce a man so fast? Why would you get engaged to a man so fast? What were you thinking, Mom? Okay. So then this is a list of all the different women that he has maybe been involved with. Cecily, Christy, Opal's his wife, his first wife. Then there was Katie. Then there was Angie, Heather. And then there was some unknown potential teenage girl that might have been involved with him as well. And then this woman says that in December, he tried to reach out to her and get something started with her. So he wanted to, this was another woman that claimed that she didn't actually get together with him. He just tried to get together with him. And then there's this. So then he was finally arrested. And so the local newspaper, this is what it looks like there. And it says the police chief is arrested for tampering with government records. What we know about the allegations against the ex-Stinnett police chief. And he was basically arrested for tampering with falsifying a document in the state of, or in Texas, by making that fake annulment. This guy is like, I can't still yet figure out, he looks so incredibly average. I don't know if he was using like his power of, I'm a police chief, I'm such a good guy, sort of to lure women in. I don't know if he was being like, I'm the godly man. I'm trying to figure out like what his angle was that got these women so like wrapped up, or if he was just preying on women that were easy targets that he knew he could get like through easy things like, I love you so much. Like, ladies, if a guy is professing his love to you on Tinder within like 2 minutes, maybe, you know, don't go there. And ladies, if he's proposing to you via text message and you've basically only met him once, that might be a red flag that you have like a creeper. And ladies, just be careful and make sure that you ask anyone that that's on Tinder if they're Jason Collier, okay? So he gets arrested and he was in custody and then he was bonded out. So then there was this question about who actually bonded him out. Circulated for a while was this screenshot that basically said that Christy bonded him out, but it turns out that his brother bailed him out. So Christy went on to Turtle Boys. Christy went on to Turtle Boys. She went onto his Turtle Boys. What do you call it? Onto his YouTube channel. And she said she did not bail him out. And then when he asked her questions about things, she said, you can't victim shame. And she was basically like hanging up on him. And in fairness, all he wanted to know was, you're worth more than that. I have a huge issue with women who have their kids call a guy dad 2 seconds into their relationship, says Amanda Page. Courtney says this is a huge red flag. Okay. So a local journalist was kind of keeping everyone updated, and it says Jason Collier has been arrested. He's been charged with tampering with a government record and with the intent to defraud or harm. And then it says he has resigned at the Stinnett police as the Stinnett police chief. So he was arrested, he resigned, all like busted on one day, arrested the next day, resigns the next day. It's like this went in warp speed. And then the city of Stinnett releases this statement, which basically says that Jason Collier resigned his position effective immediately with the city of Stinnett. The city has accepted his resignation. Per city policy, we have no comment about the personal matter. Okay, so this is where it gets ridiculous, you guys. So in the middle of this, in the middle of all of this, he has this girl named Christy, right? And he loses his job. This woman, Christy, is a hot mess, and it gets so messy here. So he has all of this stuff happening, right? And so in the middle of all of that, Christy's ex-husband starts a GoFundMe because he wants her kids back, and he's using this to promote the publicity that he's the publicity that he is receiving from this. He is using it to promote a GoFundMe to help him gain custody of his kids. So This is the part that I think is wild. So he has this GoFundMe where he basically says, first of all, thanks for stopping by. My name is Dan. I'm 42 years old and divorced father of 5. My ex-wife was awarded sole custody after I was lied to about an extension on our divorce date. Since the divorce, I have moved and switched jobs to have more time off with my kids. I was working 84 hours a week. After this, my ex started keeping the kids from me. She won't respond to requests because of my job switch. I got behind on child support and alimony. I've been requesting modifications, but keep getting told that we're working on it. We had court today, and which is the judge called me a deadbeat dad and awarded her another $500 a month, which I don't have. And they told me to figure it out. Her lawyer suggested I use the son's, who is autistic, our son's Social Security money to pay her back. And he says, I badly need a lawyer to get time with my kids. Okay. So he has, at that time when I took this, had raised like 25. But then last night she called the police on him. And it says, last night, my ex called the police on me saying that since the GoFundMe has gone viral because of Jason Collier's mess and has pics of my kid, that it needs to be taken down. The officer was very confused on why he was here. So she calls the cops and says that he is not entitled to use photos of his own children for the GoFundMe, and she wants the GoFundMe taken down. And she starts accusing his like family of slandering her, and she's gonna like sue everyone. It gets wild. Give me 1 second. So he lost everything in the span of a few days, and now she is getting called out for being like a crappy mom, alienating her kids from their dad, and also for promoting a gay conversion camp. So we'll get there in a second. All right, so this is where it gets ridiculous. So he has this, right? He's got the GoFundMe going, right? So she then posts to her Facebook and basically has this, like, says that everyone is smearing her, right? And she says, to my friends and family, we are okay. We are more than okay. We are blessed and preserved. God is good and so very redemptive. I have been able to see this in a different light as a sort of life lesson. The publicity will be used by me for the good of others suffering from narcissisms or affected by other mental health disorders. This pandemic has affected us all mentally, and I wish that could have been Jason's excuse, but truly it's also sin. So Jason's reasons for doing this is because he's sinning. I've received copies from random strangers of crazy messages posted about me by someone connected to my family in regards to my children. These strangers called them on the BS, defended me, and this person eventually retracted their vile libel. This person posting about me appears to have been attempting to financially profit from my and my children's pain, sick. And I think she's talking about her ex-husband. So she's like acting like this person is just some rando online. Like, imagine you talk about your ex-husband like some person's just trying to profit off my kids, right? God is merciful and he leads us away from sin and temptation. Yes, I'm guilty of wanting a godly husband. I'm a sinner saved by grace. She's a sinner saved by grace that, like, I mean, come on, this lady, she put out while she wasn't even married. Isn't that like fundy, like rule number 1 is that you got to save yourself for marriage? I mean, I'm not trying to shame her, but it's like funny how these people can pick and choose what it is they want to be godly about and what they want to like accuse other people for. And she says, she's not a doormat for me and my heart, and I choose forgiveness every time. We shall all stand judgment day and take personal account of our words and actions. I'm asking for donations for a cause I hold dear. And she promotes Teen Challenge of Monterey Bay Incorporated. Okay. And then this is where literally everything falls apart for Christy, and the internet will like starts naming her a homophobe because this is a place that does gay conversion. Okay. And then she posts this. Well, my new post to my friends and family will not tolerate people bashing me for the choices I've been forced to make for the sake of protecting my kids from the harm and devastation of my marriage with my ex-husband. If any of my friends or family wonder why my kids haven't seen their father, message me, please. There's a reason why he hasn't faced the court or the judge or followed guidelines offered to him for the sake of our babies. P.S. I will never back down from my choice of faith or political affiliations. So people started dragging her because she was raising money for this camp or this place where you send kids that have issues, and they treat kids that are gay as though they have an addiction, and they call it same-sex attraction. And we'll get there in a minute. So then her son shows up. So her son, Ethan, I think he's like 20 maybe. He says, funny how this became about my dad, not about my mom's poor choices. She was engaged after knowing this guy for only 2 weeks. He proposed over text. I told her how weird I thought it was. This isn't about my dad. It's about her poor choices. He also said, this has been going on since March of 2019. My dad is behind in child support because he switched jobs due to COVID, and the courts won't lower his payment. He's getting 50% of his monthly income, 51%. And he says, and then he accused his mom of causing all of his anxiety and panic attacks. There was another one floating around. Let me see if I can find it, where it was even worse. Let's see, Ethan. He also said this. Now Christy is trying to put me into prison for slandering her. I've never said anything hurtful. I've pointed out the things that you did that hurt me. Also, it's freedom of speech. My panic attacks are caused by you. The things you did to Dad and Haley and the kids are not okay. You need to admit what you did. And that's the message that her son Ethan wrote. So he has been going off on all over the place about his mom. There's been others. Let me see. There was another one. There was a screenshot that was in a group I was in. I just want to double check it. That had to do with something else to do with his mom as well. Oh, I took a screenshot of it. I can't find it. But anyways, he was basically accusing his mom of doing all this stuff, withholding the kids from their dad, alienating the children from them, not allowing his dad to see them, that his dad is actually not a bad person, that his mom's the bad person, that the mom is always like bringing rando men into their lives. And, you know, he is trying to stick up for his siblings, and he wants his siblings to be able to see their dad. Okay. So then she starts joking on this, and she said, if y'all donate, please do. He owes me $40,000 or more. It'll all go to me. And then she deleted that. So she was like accusing her son of slandering her. Like, imagine your son is accusing you of slander because her son is like, my dad just wants to see his kids. And I'm just saying, like, this is like, these custody disputes are always super messy, but it's just ironic that as soon as this all falls out, like, she's trying to raise money for gay conversion places, and her husband starts a GoFundMe. There's always a GoFundMe that ends up as a part of these viral stories, right? There's even a group now called Christy Schaefers Netflix series. And like, this is his ex. Now, this is the husband's new girlfriend, Kayla. And she says, was I supposed to hope and pray that the lawyer would see this? Because I don't know if y'all noticed, but crazy baby mamas keep their children from their fathers for shitty excuses more time than the courts can control. Unless you can get the cash to keep the system going. These kids have been victims long before the trash truck came along. It's just finally coming to the light. And if the kids have a fighting chance to be with someone who is safe and sane, you can bet their ass it's going to advocate for the children regardless if he's my fiance or not. Parental alienation is wrong, and that's the point of this post. So you cannot make this up at all. So your dad tried to sue you for slandering him. Okay. So yeah, this is so messy. Okay. So the group, the Kayla or the Christy Schaefers Netflix series has her family members in there fighting. It's got her ex day. I'm in that group. That group is full of so much drama. Her Kayla is in there. That's her husband's girlfriend. And then her family calls Dan a cheater, and he's like, he's a cheater and he cheats on everyone and he's the scum of the earth. And then she's just like, whatever. And like everyone's fighting, and it's just a mess, right? And then on top of it, they start fighting about Teen Challenge. And so Teen Challenge is, by its own definition, an Assemblies of God USA evangelical Christian recovery program and a network of Christian social and evangelizing work centers. It's a 12 to 18 month program that serves drug addicts, alcoholics, gang members, prostitutes, and people dealing with life controlling problems like same-sex attraction. Think of the program as a sanctification, quick stop to redeem, one in the eyes of the Assembly of God Church. I was told that once I spoke in tongue, that God would work in my life and remove my gay feelings. And this is an intake form for Teen Challenge that Christy is raising money for today. And it says same-sex attraction is that addiction problem that you're dealing with. So, and she also had liked a post on her, she also happened to like a post where it was about, it was Kirk Cameron saying that homosexuality was not natural. So now the internet hates Christy because she's apparently homophobic and because of the stuff with her husband. And then you have Jason, who has Cecily, now single. Who knows what's going on with Opal? He is out of a job. He was apparently bailed out by his brother. And he has, and then there's this website. Let me just show you. There's this Google Drive. So this has gotten so confusing with the amount of women that are involved with him. They have made a Google Drive, which actually breaks down all of the women here. So let me just show you this. I was doing a lot of sleuthing for you guys today. So this Google Drive breaks down everything and all the ladies that he was involved with or that have come forward as a part of this. Let me just, where is it? So it's, this is his full list and it's updated repeatedly. All right. So they say as of 128. So this was like yesterday. He has Mandy Harbin, who was his first wife. She's asked people to leave her and Opal and the other respective children alone and respect their privacy. Someone claiming to be the first wife posted on Facebook that she wants some answers, but that's been debunked. And a friend of Mandy's posted on Facebook that Mandy would like to stay out of it as much as possible. Then there's Jason's current wife, Opal, who has not come forward. Others have posted on Facebook that she's requesting privacy, and she has 2 children from a previous marriage and has a Pinterest board with a bunch of stuff of their wedding. And then there's a girlfriend who is a former friend of Jason's, posted on Facebook that Jason cheated on his wife at the time with an 18-year-old girl in 2005 and 2006. Then there was Amy Joan Brown, who was a girlfriend. She says that Amy's sister posted on Facebook that Amy lived in the apartment with Jason in Amarillo around the time that he was married to Mandy, his first wife. And he also stated that their entire family met him, had no idea that he had a wife. Then there's Angie, who is a fiance, and she says in a Facebook response to Cecily, he claimed that Jason did the same thing to her in 2007. This has apparently been confirmed, but the author of the doc has not been confirmation. Then there was Cecily. She was the first woman to discover this. She posted the photo of Jason on Facebook, labeling him as her fiance. Jason allegedly forges the documents. Cecily's photo has gone viral due to the comment section where multiple other women in relationships with Jason came forward and shared screenshots and text messages. Then there's Christy, found Cecily through the Facebook post. She's the second woman to come forward, was with Jason in December 2020, unclear exactly when they got engaged. Then there's Katie. She comes forward. She was told in a private message with Cecily that she was the fifth currently involved with Jason at the time the Web of Lives was discovered. He allegedly messaged her at the beginning of the drama started, and that it was not a good place, that he was not in a good place and could not continue seeing her. Then there is Heather. He never proposed to her, but he would discuss their future together and plan to move to Wyoming with her. He sent her the same forged annulment papers that he showed Cecily. He ended the relationship when he received confirmation from a brother that Jason was already married. Then there was Brenna, who was a girlfriend. She posted screenshots and pictures. There was Amy, who was also a girlfriend. Oh, thank you so much for your super sticker, Pollyanna. I don't know if I've been getting other super chats, but if you want to support the channel, certainly feel free to send a super chat, super sticker, whatever you can. Anything is appreciated. And then there was, thank you so much, Pollyanna. Rayanne is the method of how they met. She's currently dating Jason at the time this was discovered. She was contacted by Cecily. Like both Cecily and Christy, Jason bought her a coffee pot to keep at her house for when he would sleep over. And then Tanana, she's another girlfriend, a friend of hers posted on Facebook that she's currently in a relationship with Jason. So Renee, Tanana, Christy, and Cecily, and a wife. So that's 5. Another woman posting under the alias posted screenshots from a friend discussing a trip the woman took to the beach with Jason. The unknown woman was seeing Jason for 9 months. She also apparently lives in North Carolina. And then there is another one, Christy. She posted on Facebook that Jason was trying to date her in the beginning of December 2020. She shared those screenshots. I showed you those. So he has 5 total women in his life that were current when this all blew up. Can you imagine finding out through a Facebook post that the guy that you're dating for like 32 seconds, is actually like is dating all these other people? So this is insane. Imagine you're just like one day online and you're like, oh, this is weird. My girlfriend finds out I'm married. So kudos to Cecily for contacting the county to figure out if he was actually annulled, realizing it was a fake, realizing that he lied, and then basically exposing it all. That takes bravery. Christies Drama was something I was not expecting. I don't know what I think about her I know what I think about her promoting this teen challenge, which is awful. We might have to go into the teen challenge. You really should break this down over several videos. I know there's so much. I'm trying to do like as much as I can as possible. But I might do a video fully just on Christy, and then I can do a video on him and his wives. But it's like, I feel like we should start betting on which women are going to forgive him and take him back. Now, some women are believing that Christy is already setting the stage. Looks like I missed out on our winner to a coffee maker. Wow, what a loser. Yes. If you date him, he will get you a very expensive coffee maker for when you go to his house. And the memes for this guy are hysterical. There's a whole section on Facebook where you can literally look up all of it, all of these memes. Stacy says that Christy seemed to be trying to even one-up Cecily by comparing notes, trying to make it look like he liked her more, adding that she got a Breville, not just a coffee pot. Yeah, I know, right? It's, you could do 20 plus videos on this. I could. There's so much to talk about, and it's unfolding constantly. So, what do you guys think about all of this? Thank you for researching this. I fell into the rabbit hole and got totally overwhelmed. There's so much. So I'm going to, what's the coffee maker? It's like an espresso machine that he gets them because he drinks coffee. And she even said, like, you're not as compatible with him as I am because you don't drink coffee. Judy says that he makes my ex look like a saint for cheating on me with a woman from Argentina. Girl, take a breath and think about who you're fighting over. I know. Thank you, Sarah. So the teen challenge that she's promoting has everyone mad. They are calling her the homophobe, and that place is an utter disaster. When the kids go to this place, they have to sign over their civil rights, and they try to get the kids to suppress their gayness so that they aren't sinners. So everyone hates Christy for being a homophobe, and her GoFundMe saga continues. There is a Facebook page, the Jason Collier Netflix series, and then there's the Christy Collier Netflix series. Truth is much stranger than fiction. You can't make this stuff up. Can't wait for the Netflix show. Tiffany says, I feel horrible for the kids in this mess. I do too. Do you think he dates someone who imports the code makers? Maybe. I don't know. It's wild though. So I will do some more digging. We'll go through everything. But yesterday, my other live was just so all over the place. So I wanted to have a little bit more organization here, and as well as include the stuff with Christy. So if you guys have any leads, if you know anyone involved, you can certainly let them know that I'm covering the story. And I'll be interested to see like how this plays out, if his wife will come out and speak, and what this will mean in terms of like how the others sort of move forward. But right now, the internet is obsessed with this story, and I want to know what your thoughts are. So make sure you leave me some comments. Make sure you leave this video some thumbs up. And thanks you guys so much for being here today. Bye, guys.